Episode 10.
Episode 10, man. Here we
10.
go.
Oh, big night of fights last night, man. That's the beauty of boxing. There's always
Love it.
upsets. There's always upsets. You can never underestimate anybody.
No, you can't. That was beautiful.
Yeah, that was a great fight, a great heavyweight fight. I mean, wow, wasn't Anthony Joshua just exposed?
Really exposed, and he
Exposed, man.
So let's talk about that fight. Let's kind of break it down. So you know what the Vegas odds were on that?
20-1.
I think it was 12-1.
12-1.
Yeah, in favor of
Joshua.
In favor of Joshua.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's kind of break that fight down.
Okay.
First of all, what did you think just of... And I watched it without commentators.
Oh, you
as
did?
well. Yeah.
Wow. You watched it twice?
I watched it once.
Yeah.
I watched round 3 twice.
Okay.
And then but the fight I watched the first time without any commentators. And let's talk about, first of all, what did you think of the way Joshua came out fighting?
I mean, I don't like. Well, who said something? I think it was Frank or someone said that, like, he did not look the same. He didn't look like himself. I'm not taking anything from movies or whatever, but what I feel about the fight, like, I mean, it was a huge upset because Joshua is the cash cow of boxing right now. He's the man. He's the main guy. Canelo, yes. Joshua is because he's the big guy, the heavyweight,
Sells out Wimbledon.
champion. 90,000 people,
90.
Wembley Arena, their stadium, and it was just a complete upset. Like I think he's been exposed. Like, that's all I can say. What actually, Alex Wallen from Sugo, Alex, he called me after the fight, so I was gonna go there and watch it, but I didn't watch it at home. And he was talking to me, and he's like, yeah, it's like, can you believe that? I'm like, yeah. Hey, Joshua is a Lance Armstrong of boxing. Lance Armstrong fooled everybody. He won everything, won all this, he won everything. He fooled everyone.
But you're not implying that
Not
Joshua's
implying
on
those
drugs.
steroids.
Okay.
But we can't throw that totally out. But I'm just saying, like, comparatively, in some aspects, you can compare that to Lance Armstrong fooling everybody.
I see what you mean.
And Joshua fooled everyone. And at the end of the day, he ends up being the fool.
Yeah, even right from round 1, and again, I'm not listening. I think one of the announcers was Sergio Mora.
Yeah.
Who's a pretty
Do you like
knowledgeable.
him?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I didn't think he called that fight well at all when I
Uh-huh.
went back and listened to it, especially round 3.
The Latin snake. Sergio Mora.
But and then it was Kenny, what's his name? I think from ESPN or what? I forget that dude's
Kenny.
name.
Um,
Or from DAZN, I guess he's with DAZN. So
Adams.
I didn't. So without just watching,
No, Brian Kenny.
Brian Kenny. That's it.
Kenny. Remember when Brian Kenny had that big feud with Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah, that was great.
Who's the cash cow? Who's the cash cow? No, and Mayweather was getting mad at him, man. They were tussling. I liked it. Mayweather don't back down.
Yeah, no, he never backs down.
Never did.
So, just in the first round, looking at his stance, the way he held his jab hand down low, and all his jabs came from his hip.
Mm-hmm.
They were slow, his jabs. They were predictable.
Yeah.
The odd time he got in a nice jab with a little bit of power, but hardly throwing jabs. And when he did, they were deliberate and slow and readable, pushing it.
Yeah.
So I thought, I don't know, he just doesn't look good so far.
If you compare it, look at him when he fought Klitschko and how awesome he did in that fight, and being knocked down in the kind of similar circumstances, but he wasn't able to do anything in this fight. Maybe there's something that was wrong, and
Yeah.
And Eddie Hearn said basically, he's like, yeah, the rematch is going to happen in England.
Right. They
November,
already
December,
said.
third. It's good. It's a done deal, pretty much. There was a rematch clause in the contract.
Well, they gotta make a lot of changes because, especially with his jab, I did not like his jab. It was not working for him.
One thing, Doc, is his trainer is Robert McCracken.
Yeah.
Robert McCracken, I know him really well.
Was he Frotch's?
He was Frotch's, yes.
Okay.
That what Hennessy Sports. I was signed by Hennessy Sports, and I was based in England.
Yeah.
And there was Carl Frotch, and there was Lenny Dawes. There was like some good fighters. Junior Witter.
Junior Whitaker.
Junior the Witta. Junior Witta.
I like him though.
Yeah, he was good. Slick, pretty good. And Robert McCracken was a head coach there.
Yeah.
And he was good, man. He worked with me the one time when I fought in England, and I got headbutted and I fought a Mongolian guy. All this craziness where I was supposed to fight in Montreal. I get put off that card and then put on the one in England. I go to England. They changed my opponent last minute. I'm supposed to fight. I'm building my record. I'm 4-0 right now. So
yeah.
That would have been 5-0. I'm gonna keep building. Then they can bring in a southpaw Mongolian guy, 14-5 or something, and he like put me down, cut me. I was cut, put me down. The fight was stopped so quick. I wasn't even able to get it. I got up and everything. Fight stopped because you know how England is, eh?
Yeah.
With they're very protective, which I agree to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I mean, where do you draw the fine line? I understand. So, whatever, I'll take that TKO.
Yeah. Well, and that kind of, some people might even say with this fight, even though it wasn't in England, but they may say that it was stopped.
Anthony Joshua's first fight in over here in the U.S.
Yeah.
And what a statement he made there, eh?
I know.
He got
so maybe the nerves got to him. I don't know. So let's talk about what went wrong in the third round. Here's what I saw. You tell me what you saw, or if you agree. He knocks down with a left. He knocks down, hits him right in the button.
Ruiz.
Knocks
That's
Ruiz.
the first time Ruiz has been down.
First time
there too.
Right. Ruiz looks at the ref. Here's the count. He's got his faculties.
Yeah.
Let's just give that a little push.
Yeah.
Has his faculties. He's up. You can see he's ready to go.
Yeah.
So that was a flash knockdown.
Yeah.
I don't think that Joshua saw that as a flash knockdown. I think he saw it as, okay, this guy's hurt. Now I got to go in for the kill.
And then he blew his load.
Big mistake. Not just blues. He got reckless.
Yeah.
And then he gets clipped. Yeah. The side of the temple, which is that equilibrium balance, right?
That messed you up bad.
Totally. He goes down. And remember, his legs are all rubbery.
Mm-hmm.
Gets back up. About 10 seconds left in the round. Clips him again, a straight, and also a hook. He goes down. And down for the count, the bell goes. So I thought that his knockdown, Ruiz knockdown on Joshua was a real knockdown. It hurt him.
It hurt him.
But he didn't get hurt. And
he was discombobulated.
Right. But the mistake was in reading that Joshua made.
Yeah.
I think if he should have been way more patient and should have kept boxing him. I know he went in for the kill instinctively. That's what you do. But it was a mistake.
Yeah.
He had his faculties really quickly. Just like when Lomachenko had that flash knockdown against Linares, right?
Yeah.
He ended up winning that round.
Yeah.
That reminded me of that, actually.
Mm. Yeah.
So then we go to, what was it, the 7th round?
It was.
That's right. So I think he won the 5th, lost the 6th round. Joshua won the 5th, lost the 6th, and then on the 7th, that was it.
Yeah. It was
quick stoppage or no?
Okay, so speaking of the stoppage, Michael Griffin was a referee. Michael Griffin is from Montreal. He refs a lot of the gym fights.
Okay.
But he's a high caliber referee too, and he's a great referee too. I always love working with him. He's such a Great referee.
Okay.
Great referee.
So, what did you think about that?
I thought, okay, I thought he was done. Like he was done. He would have taken more blows.
Right.
And
Good.
Michael Griffin said that he asked Joshua, I do want to keep fighting. He did say yeah. He did say yeah, but he was still messed up, and Griffin waved it off.
And he was not grabbing, like, he wasn't accepting his mouthpiece.
Right. He
Right?
wasn't as well.
Yeah,
So
he didn't want to get back in there.
He didn't want it. He was done. He was done.
And he was done not because he was gassed.
Not because he was gassed.
No,
That's what
I think he didn't prepare for that fight. He wasn't gassed.
Shannon Sharp said that about him being gassed.
I don't think he was gassed, and even after the fight in the post-fight interview, he didn't talk. Nobody really talked about that. He wasn't gassed. He was clipped, and he didn't quite recover. That temple shot can be pretty discombobulating.
But how it said, maybe there was something wrong. Why was he fighting the way he was at the beginning? Who knows?
Yeah,
we don't know.
We don't know.
We can't take the credit away from Andy Ruiz because, look, man, look what he says. Okay, man, I just want to thank God for giving me this victory. Without him, this wouldn't be possible. You know, Mexicans always say that, right? They always praise God and everything. This is what I've been working hard for, and I can't believe I made my dreams come true. This is what Ruiz said, and so you know, we know how he in 5 weeks notice he took the fight because why do we even gotta mention the guy's name, that Miller guy, whatever.
Who?
I don't even want to talk about
Stephen
that
A.
guy.
Smith?
No, Jarrell Miller.
Jarrell Miller.
That took the steroids, and Ruiz ended up taking the fight on 5 weeks. But one thing was, Ruiz just came off a victory against Alexander Dimitrenko.
Yeah,
and he beat him in the 6th round stoppage.
Yeah.
And it was a short turnaround, so he was ready. You can't judge a book by the cover. Look at his body. Does it look like he was ready? Maybe not. But the guy was ready, man.
He said that. He even said in the post-fight interview, he said he was already ready for this fight 15 weeks before the fight.
Yeah.
So he didn't come. It's not your typical last-minute training to come in.
No, because he just came off a win against Dimitrenko, who's a good Ukrainian fighter as well.
Big, too. 6'4", 6'5", tall guy. No, this dude was fight ready, and he was quick, and he put his combinations together.
Yeah.
Ruiz came forward nicely.
He did. He brought the fight to Joshua. He wasn't scared of Joshua's 22-0 and 21 knockouts and knocking everyone out, and his Olympic gold medalist, and hey, he was exposed, man. Like and Stephen A. Smith, I think it was Shannon Sharp. He said this.
Who is Shannon Sharp?
Shannon Sharp's a football player.
Okay.
And he does ESPN commentator.
Boxing?
He does ESPN commentating too.
Okay.
He's pretty good.
Okay.
So he says, wait, this is what Deontay Wilder says. Let's go to him.
Okay.
He goes, he wasn't a true champion. His whole career was consistent of lies, contradictions, and gifts. Facts we know, who is running from who. Worst thing you do in life is quit. That's what Wilder said. I know I'm jumping all over the place.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's really fair because, listen, he did beat Klitschko.
He did beat Klitschko, and then why is there such a difference in how we did with
it's style,
Ruiz?
Right.
Styles make fights.
Everybody says that. And why not? Why doesn't that apply to him too?
One thing Eddie Hearn said.
He didn't look good though.
No, he didn't. Eddie Hearn said that this kind of takes that, being the undefeated, you got a lot of pressure on you. He's like, some of that has been taken off his back now.
Yeah.
And maybe who knows? We'll have to see, right? And that's the beauty of boxing, that you get upsets like this.
Absolutely.
And It's
How
not
good is that for Mexican fans too? First Mexican
Mexicans
heavyweight
aren't
or
heavyweights. They're
Mexican?
Mexican American.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. And Ruiz he's 6'2", but he weighed in at 268 pounds.
Whew.
Joshua 6'6",
yeah,
245 pounds.
Oh man, yeah, that's just a great. You know, when I watched him on the heavy bag Ruiz, and was
nice,
very impressed.
Yeah, he knows how to. He's a good fighter.
Oh,
he's deceptively good.
Yeah, absolutely.
With that weight, he doesn't look like the prototypical heavyweight boxer that's a world champion. He's a heavyweight champion of the world.
Absolutely.
3 belts.
I mean, Larry Holmes at one point wasn't. I mean, he wasn't fat.
Yeah, he was flabby.
He's a little bit flabby, but he was still winning fights. He had like 63 wins, I think.
With that jab, bang,
yeah,
bang.
Yeah,
that jab.
So. Good fight. Really fun to watch too.
It was fun to watch, and these are the fights that we need. Joshua's goals after the fight is like, it wasn't my night. It was Andy Ruiz's night, and he was really respectful the whole time.
Respectful.
And he's that British. Maybe they had a cup of tea after.
Yeah. But I really
just pulled the tea.
He
mate.
took it like a man, and you got to respect Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
He was classy. I
classy.
always like that in a fighter.
It's necessary. You always have to respect your opponent. You guys are putting your lives on the line in the ring. Literally, you are.
So
he says this. Yeah. He's like, it was Andy Ruiz's night, but look, you know what? It's good for TV. It's good for DAZN and the people watching it. And now I gotta go and do it again. So already there's the talk of the rematch being held in England and in November, December.
Right, which means we know who Joshua's fighting, right?
Yeah.
So, and we also know, who signed the fight with, did Deontay, Fury, did he sign
I wanted to talk.
Okay.
They signed to fight in 2020.
With Ortiz.
Yeah. No. No. There's the rematch for Fury and Deontay is signed.
Okay.
That they're going to fight again.
And what about what's his name? White. Is he
Dylan White?
Dylan White. Is he...
Yeah. He's somewhere in there. Okay. We know Fury's got that fight with Schwartz coming up in 2 weeks, whenever it is.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not really too
hyped about that.
I
thought Ortiz did get a fight, but maybe he didn't. Or a rematch. He got the rematch with Wilder.
With Wilder, yeah. Wilder and Ortiz will fight in the rematch. Then isn't it a slap in the face to say you signed another fight when you still got Ortiz deal with who gave you whoa?
See how it's okay, it rocks like that.
That's fast hands.
Yeah, so you have been training.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Well, let's see how it plays out.
Yeah. I think next year in 2020, that's when we're going to see more of these guys in the mix fighting each other.
Yeah, they're going to get over that.
Yeah.
They fight the people that they got to fight, and then let's fight.
And there's going to be no one else. They're going to have to fight each other.
But let's see who's standing, because look what Ruiz did to Joshua.
I predict he beats him again, Ruiz. I think he can beat Joshua again.
I think he can, but there's also there's a strong possibility Joshua will beat him in the UK.
Yeah, that
because he's got too much money riding on him.
Holy smokes, yeah.
I don't know what happens. Like, he's huge. Like, he's got the Under Armour deals. He's got he's a massive. He's not just he's just a boxer figure.
Oh, he's huge. And if you watch British TV, I stream my TV and I get British TV, and when I'm watching just British TV, he pops up on a lot of commercials representing different products and stuff. He's a huge star.
Awesome. Good for him.
Huge star.
Good for him.
So what else you got there? Do you want to talk about Stephen A. Smith's comments yet, or no? His tweet?
Okay, well, because we're talking about the fight, right?
Yeah.
So
So
Okay, let's talk
Stephen A. Smith tweets. He's from ESPN.
ESPN commentator. He usually does he's basketball, talks a lot of. He's always about basketball, talking about. Now he's trying to go over into boxing.
He is.
Dude,
he had Pacquiao on his show and all this stuff.
Stay over. Like, I don't even respect what you have to say. Anyways, he goes like this. Anthony Joshua, he tweeted this. Anthony Joshua, holder of 3 belts, gets TKO'd by Butterbean. That's a reference to Andrew Ruiz looking like Butterbean.
Right.
Eric
Esch,
the king of the 4 rounders.
Yeah.
The strong man.
So, yeah, go on.
I mean, some dude named Andrew Ruiz Jr. What a damn disgrace. Joshua looked completely gassed.
So, you know what the disgrace really is? Stephen A. Smith making that tweet.
Yeah.
First of all, Stephen A. I think the A stands for asshole, because he's a jerk. He's just so unknowledgeable
Tells how you really
about
feel.
boxing.
No, he is. He is.
Right, and he thinks because if you
even in
speak
basketball, when you talk to basketball, he's a fool.
He thinks if you speak loudly and speak quickly and you're dynamic in your speech that it makes you sound knowledgeable. He is so dumb when it comes to boxing. He knows very, very little. Yeah. And for him, first of all, he compares it to Butterbean. Yeah. Well, that's a compliment because Butterbean had 51 pro fights.
Yeah.
And he was a
4 rounders.
4 rounders, but still a pro, still training, still getting in the ring, still risking his life.
Sure,
51 fights, that's a lot of getting hit in the head. And he knocked a lot of guys out.
Yeah, he did.
And then he disrespects. And secondly, he's judging. It just pisses me off. And he's judging a book by its cover. He's judging Ruiz. And then he says, by the way he looks, which is stupid.
Yeah.
And then he says, some guy. Is that what he said? Something about some guy.
Yeah,
Ruiz.
some guy named.
He's not some guy. Yeah. He's got a good record.
Well,
and he fought Parker. That was a decision. That could have gone either way.
He lapped his own loss.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, Stephen A. Smith, if you ever watch this, we're too
Yeah,
small for you.
We're big fans of yours.
Yeah. By all means, give me a call. I'd love to talk about how stupid you are, you idiot. He's an idiot. He's so disrespectful. And he talks about disrespectful. He's completely disrespectful to the sport of boxing by making comments on ESPN about things that he knows nothing about. Yeah, I don't.
Just stay in your lane, like.
Yeah, stay in your lane.
Why don't people just stay in their lane and like you're a basketball guy, you're this guy.
He's more of an entertainer than anything.
Go stay there. We don't bother you. Everyone wants to get involved with boxing because boxing is the best sport.
Yeah, he should not talk so much about boxing.
And
he doesn't know anything about
Ruiz
it.
becomes the first Mexican heavyweight. Great, and a few other tweets. Charlemagne the God, he does like a breakfast talk show, and it's really popular in like LA and
Is it
New York
on sports? Is it a show on sports?
No,
okay.
But he's just a known figure.
Yeah,
he goes. The UK is about to treat Anthony Joshua like Russia treated Ivan Drago after he lost to Rocky. I just wanted to share that because it's funny.
That's awesome, man.
Because that's how it's going to be there when he goes back to the UK.
If you think about it, the UK, the Brits had a rough night last Saturday night.
They did.
All their fighters,
and then,
except for one.
Remember you how I was talking about Josh Kelly?
Yes.
And then Josh Kelly did, and you're like, oh, look at this.
Yeah.
Josh Kelly is just an okay fighter. He's okay.
You know, he's going to have to, at some point, he's going to have to throw jabs. He can't rely just on his movement.
Jabs. Yeah. And that movement, but he doesn't hit hard enough to do anything.
That was part of the problem. But also part of the problem was Ray Robinson.
Being
hats off to him.
Southpaw.
Southpaw and awkward.
Yeah.
He was an awkward looking fighter. So, and he actually moved, and then he went to his body.
Remember? Oh, I loved. Then things changed, didn't it?
Yeah.
Because Kelly's got the head movement. Yeah. Like, then when you started going to the body don't move. The body's there always.
Yeah.
You keep touching that body.
That was beautiful. That was
Yeah,
beautiful.
I like that. I like that.
And that changed the complexion of the fight, and it ended in a draw, which I think was a fair result.
Yeah.
How about that was his second in a row, Robinson too.
Second draw in a row. Yeah.
Second draw in a row.
Yeah.
What you think that was a fair call? Draw, judging.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Good.
It was a good fight.
Yeah.
There was a lot of good skill in the ring, and Josh Kelly being an Olympian as well too.
Yeah, he lost to Usanov or something like that, and I think Usanov's fighting, and he's doing quite well as a pro as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was a pretty good fight. Majority draw, 10-round majority draw.
I'm good with that
score. One
score.
judge gave it to Josh Kelly.
Yeah.
And then 2 out of the draw.
One gave it by 1 round.
Yeah.
I think, right?
That was actually a good card, yesterday.
I thought it was excellent.
Yeah.
It was really entertaining.
Yeah, at Madison Square Garden, it was a good card. It was good fights, and let's talk about the other fight on there. Katie Taylor.
Yep.
Majority decision against Delphine Persoon,
yeah, from Belgium.
And it's another horrible decision in boxing. Like, this sounds always so familiar because we always talk about bad decisions in boxing. When's it gonna stop, guys? Like, when are we gonna? That girl Delphine, she deserved that victory.
Yeah.
She worked for that.
Yeah.
She worked hard. She was throwing a lot of punches. She was out-throwing her. She was taking the fight to Katie Taylor, and deserved the win. And then she didn't even want to get interviewed after the fight. Then she just took off and then walked back to her dressing room. What I didn't really like that she started crying. I mean, there's no crying in baseball. Why is there crying in basketball? I mean, sorry, boxing.
Well, let's break that fight down a little bit. So Katie Taylor, who was like the
2-time Olympic gold medalist,
and the next touted as a pound for pound.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. From Ireland.
So, technically, she was a better fighter than Persoon. The way she threw her punches and combinations and her footwork, I thought she was better. Persoon kept throwing punches and bunches and kept coming forward. Sometimes off balance, sometimes elbows really high.
Yeah.
But just threw way more punches, connected more, and just kept coming forward.
Kept bringing the fight to Katie.
The only way, and tell me if you agree with this, the only way you're going to beat somebody like that, even if you're more technical, you need some power.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You got to stop them. You got to make them think before they rush forword, and you can only do that with power.
Yeah.
And I don't think Katie had the power to do that.
With a 14-0 and with 6 KOs, not bad. Women generally don't have a lot of knockouts on their resumes.
No.
It's Clarissa Shields, like, being how strong she is, and she only got 2 knockouts.
That's right.
In 9 fights.
That's something will be interesting in the future to see if there's a female fighter that comes up that also brings some power, like a Riker, the Dutch boxer back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But bad call again. Bad call.
Sad. The girl deserved the victory. Like,
see the 12th round too. She just punched the 10 round. The last round.
Women only do 2-minute rounds.
2-minute rounds.
And 10 is the max that they go.
Yeah. I don't mind that really, the 2-minute round.
I think it's fine.
Yeah. But you're right. In the 10th round, she got beaten up, Katie Taylor.
And and then after the fight, this is what Katie Taylor said, and I'm going to try my Irish accent.
Here we go.
Well, it was a very close fight. I thought I won the early rounds. She came on strong at the end, but I felt I did enough to get the win. But no, she said it was a very, very close fight. It was a very, very, very close fight. She's always pretty humble and
she is. I like her.
You look like,
and why would she? She shouldn't. If I were, I wouldn't say,
he
beat. Yeah,
she's not gonna say it on air.
No way.
Not on air, because everyone thought, like me and you thought, that Persoon won that fight.
Persoon won the fight. I don't think there's anybody that would argue that.
No.
Which is too bad for her. That's really too bad for her.
We need the Teddy Atlas here so we can go off on this.
So we can go crazy.
What's wrong with your charges?
I know, he goes crazy. But she had over 40 fights.
Yeah, she had a lot of fights. 34-2, 18 KOs from Belgium.
That's
a lot.
That's a lot of fights.
Fights.
But what a shame. But it was still entertaining.
Yeah.
It was a really entertaining fight.
Yeah.
So we were lucky that way.
Yeah, it was. And then we had another fight on that card was Callum Smith.
Callum Smith.
And what a 6'3".
Yeah.
6'3", 168 pounds super middleweight from Liverpool, England.
Long. He looked
Russ
long.
Hammer was in the corner there with Rival, and he's a cut man. Yeah, the Smith brothers, right? There's from Liverpool.
That's right. The one that fought Canelo. One fought Canelo.
There's one that fought Canelo. There's Liam Smith.
Yeah.
There was one other Smith, Stephen Smith, and I remember the 2002 Commonwealth Games in Manchester, England, and we were training in Liverpool because our team manager was originally from Liverpool.
Hey,
Toronto
Ringo.
State. Yeah, yeah, and Beatles are from there.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you trained there. Did you see? Do you remember seeing him train?
I sparred with that Stephen Smith guy.
How big was he?
He was young. He was young then, but he was pretty good. He was like I was 119 and he was like 126 or something.
Okay, so he was a bit bigger than you.
Yeah.
The Smith brothers are all world-class fighters. But here, again, remember we talked about this in one of the earlier episodes? And Dam, right?
And Dam, yeah.
Fought Lemieux. Got knocked down, I think, 4 times.
Yeah.
Got up. That's a lot of brain...
Yeah.
That's a lot of brain action happening.
Mm-hmm.
He fought another fight where he got knocked down 6 times.
He fought GGG too.
Triple G, and he fought somebody else too that kept knocking him down. I can't remember who it was. So, and he's 35 years old. This guy, he's
taken a lot.
He's shop worn. He looked shop worn.
Yeah.
That first knockdown was a hook. I think it was a left hook. Actually, both knockdowns were a left hook.
He's also a 2-time Olympian.
Yeah.
And he's a 2-time world champion.
That's a lot of fights.
It's a lot of fights, yeah.
And,
a lot of being in the ring, a lot of punches to the head. I mean, he didn't have a Floyd Mayweather style fighting, let's put it that way.
He took a lot of shots to the head in his career. So when I saw him fighting and I saw how he got knocked down, it just reminded me of a guy that's shop worn.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Shop worn. That's it, dude.
Hopefully he can just retire now, and we don't want to see fighters hang on too long because boxers do that sometimes. They hang on too long, and they that limelight. They always love that limelight, being underneath the lights and it's hard to get away from that.
Sure.
So fighters hang on to that,
right?
And then you hang on
it's
long,
like an
and
addiction
then you're more,
So hopefully he can retire healthy. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
I got to remember who that other fight was that he got knocked down 6 times. But otherwise it's going to bug me. Yeah, so now Callum Smith makes a name for himself. It's in America, US, and
because his brother sure didn't when Liam Smith
when he fought Canelo.
Canelo gave him that body shot.
Oh,
and I was like, you got shot like poof.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was just beautiful. And so I like to see so now he's in the 168 mix too.
168.
And remember June 29th is the Andrade fight, right?
Yeah. You like him a lot, eh?
I really do.
Yeah.
I like lefties too, right?
That's what the zone do.
Yeah. And it's Eddie Hearn, I think, too.
Yeah, Matchroom. Yeah.
So that's gonna be a fun fight. Selecki fights.
Mm-hmm.
So now we got to put this guy too, Callum Smith, into the
he's
168.
Threat, man. He's a big threat.
Yeah, he's in the mix now.
He's a 6'3" giant, man.
I love
that
it. And
weight
then
class.
maybe Daniel Jacobs goes up to 168.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting fights
Whew.
that can happen, right?
Love it. I'm loving it.
And
Man.
that's why this is the best sport.
It's like McDonald's. I'm loving it.
That's your best material
I don't
right
know.
there.
That's all I got tonight, dude.
That's good.
That's all
That's
I
good.
got.
That's good.
I'm tired from virtual reality boxing. I was sweating when I was doing
Oh
it.
yeah?
Yeah.
You were getting right into it.
I was getting into it and I was beating up Drago.
Yeah. If he dies, he dies. So next week on the Zone we have the return of GGG. He's a good boy.
He's Max, big drama show.
Max, please, Max, please.
Big drama show. Yeah, he fights
Come
Toronto
on,
boy.
serious.
He fights one of our boys, Toronto
Yeah,
boy,
Steve
Steve
Rolls.
Rolls.
Yeah.
19-0.
35 years old.
Yeah, about a 50% knockout ratio.
Yeah.
And listen, you never know what can happen, right?
I mean,
But it's Triple G.
Ruiz. There's Triple G. There's levels,
Yeah,
right? There's levels. Like these are upper echelon guys.
yeah, it's a
These
whole
guys are here.
nother level.
Yeah. There's levels to this shit, man.
So
So respect to Steve Rolls
Yeah.
let's see what happens.
good opportunity.
I'm just excited to see GGG fight again.
And without
hopefully
Abel Sanchez in his corner.
Without Abel Sanchez, let's see what goes on with Jonathan Banks, how GGG performs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that much enough time where you can see a
Right.
significant difference in him. And I'm sure, like, a leopard doesn't change his prints that much, or spots.
He's going to come in the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To a certain degree. Like, do you see him becoming like a boxer from Detroit, like a Jonathan Banks? You're teaching him all this James Toney, like, shoulder roll and stuff?
Yeah, that ain't
Lights
happening.
out?
Yeah. He was great, James Toney,
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
Until he
man.
fought.
Man, was he good, man?
Yeah, but he got beaten up by Roy Jones, right?
But
And also, he had a good fight against. God damn it, my memory for names sucks. But yeah, so Triple G,
yeah.
Jonathan Banks in the corner, Klitschko's former trainer.
Hmm.
Too early to say, but let's see what happens.
Yeah.
This is a nice little warm up fight. I think that's how they're looking at it.
Yeah.
You know, you came off of a tie, a draw, and a loss. Okay, let's get the confidence going again.
Yeah.
And they throw in Steve Rolls, but Steve Rolls 19-0. Although I checked his record, I didn't see any
That
big
we
names
knew,
on there.
No.
No.
And he's just training here in Toronto. Like, if you have a big fight coming up against, like, one of the best fighters in the world, you got to prepare yourself the best that you can. Like,
Yeah.
get
Should-
some. I'm
Go
not
to Abel
sure if he's.
Sanchez.
I heard he was just training in Toronto and just sparring with guys I'm not even sure where from.
Yeah, and you need good challenging sparring.
Yeah. So just like going back more
Yeah.
about the Rui, the upset
Yes, yes.
yesterday and everything, and I love Andrew Ruiz, his mindset and stuff, and he alluded to it and he talked about it, and he said he was basically saying like he's like everyone's doubting him, everyone's like, oh, look at his body, look at this, whatever. He didn't care what people said. He knew he was gonna win this fight, and he did everything he could to prepare himself for that fight to win, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes you're always put in those situations. Like, I've been in situations like that too. Like, one time I fought this guy in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and this guy Torrance Daniels, and he was like
As a pro or amateur?
amateur,
Yeah.
and he was really good, right? And we drove up there. Me and my dad and Bill Graham, my coach, drove up there to his hometown, fought in the finals, and they thought, and the fight was like, it was okay. It was okay. I won though. I knew I won. I come back to the corner and Bill's like, he's like, don't worry if they don't give it to you, because you know how you get ripped off and
Hometown.
stuff. I'm like, no way, man. They gotta give this to me. And then my hands raised and then I win. But it just goes to like the focus. Like, I found out that I'm gonna fight this guy, I'm like, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna beat him, man. He ain't gonna beat me.
That's what. Once you got your conditioning and skill, then it's all about this, right?
It's all about the mind, man.
And believing it.
What your mind believes, your body will achieve.
Yeah, thanks there, Anthony Robbins.
Yo.
Anthony Robbins here.
Yeah.
But he was, you could see the confidence he had. He always, in all his interviews before the fight, he just looked very focused, very confident.
Yeah.
And there was a game plan too.
Yeah, for sure there was.
Right? And he even said, like, he has pretty good head movement for a big man too.
He's deceptively fast and agile and
everything, every attribute he had, he used in that fight. He even after the fight said, I didn't have as much head movement, but I did what I wanted to do. We had a plan, and his trainer sitting beside him going, oh yeah, we had a plan for sure.
Yeah.
So I hats off to the guy. I hope he made a lot of dough.
Yeah. So I heard it was 2 to 3 million.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's a good payday.
And now he can demand more in the rematch. Yeah,
he'll definitely get more.
Especially if it's in England.
It's in jolly old England.
Oh man. If they sell out a big arena, he's in for another big payday.
You know, that's going to be an interesting fight to see if Joshua can regain his status. But these guys are already like Deontay Wilder and Fury and stuff. They're like, you know, especially Wilder, pretty much saying Joshua has just been a fraud the whole time, and I kind of believe that to a certain extent. I mean, he's been, you know, the big Olympian gold medalist, being here. Why this is and Deontay said that in his tweet. This is why he didn't want to fight any of us.
Yeah. I without even reading the tweets, I imagine that's what he was going to say after the fight. But look, he did. He fought Klitschko, got up off the canvas and won. Nobody had done that to Klitschko before, I think Klitschko was in great shape in that fight. Yeah. He looked really good, actually. He was in better shape and more focused and fought better than when he fought Tyson Fury. But Tyson Fury also can make anybody look bad.
Yeah, exactly.
He fought Parker. He dismantled Parker.
Yeah. Joseph Parker.
So, like, he's got some credibility. He's got some boxing cred, right?
Yeah.
Can't dismiss him that easily. But you know what? He's got a lot to prove now.
The difference between the tweets from Deontay Wilder, that one, now he wasn't a true champion. His whole career was consistent of lies. That one that I read.
Yeah.
And then one from Tyson Fury, and he goes, we have our back and forth, but Anthony Joshua changes stars through life. Heavyweight boxing, these things happen. Rest up, recover, regroup, and come again. And what he's talking about is like about how he changed his life, because Anthony Joshua even talks about it too. It's like, you know, I pretty much came from I was getting into trouble. I was doing all these things, whatever. I changed my life.
Yeah.
I became the heavyweight champion of the world and all that. And he had that mindset that that's what he was gonna do.
Yeah, and he was driven and he did it.
So hats off to him, respect to him.
But you know, and I respect Tyson Fury. He's also changed his tune and the way he speaks, and that's pretty respectful of him. But you know, Deontay Wilder, he's trying to make a fight happen. That's why he's doing all that. He wants to make these fights happen, sure. and I get it, and I have respect for that too.
Yeah, but he's bitter towards Joshua too, because he hasn't made that fight with Wilder.
Yeah,
and Wilder's basically saying, "Okay, can you imagine Wilder landing one of those shots on Joshua?"
It's over, man.
Because there is also footage that we've seen, that I've seen. I don't know if you've seen it as well. Joshua as an amateur and being, he fought a guy from Uzbekistan, and I think it was Uzbekistan or one of those stands, but this guy stopped Joshua. knocked him down. No, I think it was Wilder was exposed in one of those amateur fights too.
Yeah,
He knocked out on the chin.
Yeah,
And Joshua has too, getting rocked and stopped and all that.
But they come a long way since then too.
Yeah,
especially Wilder.
And an amateur is different because especially when you have the headgear on, like if you want to go after somebody, you're gonna go. You're not gonna worry about. You're like, oh, I got a headgear, it can protect me a little bit, or, so you take that initiative to try to do that. But in professional, you don't,
right?
Because man, one shot, especially from Wilder, or Joshua, or
you got to learn right. So you got to learn the art of defense. And there was after in that flurry. After Joshua knocked Ruiz down, in that flurry, he also connected with another solid right.
Yeah.
And you saw Ruiz's head go, but it shows you what a good chin he had. He still kept coming forward and ultimately got the knockdown on Joshua. Yeah. So, that fight at that point really could have gone either way. But at the end of the day, in that third round, he got the best of him.
Yeah.
And then again, Joshua's coming out. I think he had a better fifth round. Then in the sixth round, again, that arm's down, and he's throwing this lazy jab out.
Yeah.
And he's coming over the top with it.
Yeah.
But not a real nice solid to maintain distance, and it wasn't even moving off his jab either.
Yeah.
So I think they knew if Ruiz can come forward, throw his jab, come forward with head movement, he's going to get with his speed, he can get a combination in. And that's what he did.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of things wrong with Joshua's game. A lot. He was really badly exposed.
No, he was totally exposed. Eddie Hearn's cash cow.
Oh, man.
Is taking a massive hit.
I think Eddie Hearns was more disappointed than Joshua was. Like the sound and his posture. I saw him after the fight, and his posture, his shoulders are shrugged forward.
Yeah.
His voice is low and quiet, no inflection. Like this, he suffered a bigger loss, I think, than Joshua.
It seemed like it.
But that's his cash cow. What else we got on the docket?
Did you see the Chris Algieri fight?
So I wanted to talk. So you know who was in his his trainer was in that fight?
Who was it?
Rosier.
Who?
Rosier.
And that's
that was Rosier was what's his name?
Was it
corner man too?
Was it Deontay's for a bit or something?
Yeah,
it was, right?
It was Rosier. Yeah. Who's a good trainer, really good, I think.
Yeah.
So what did you think of that fight? That went. They stopped the corner stopped.
And I think Tommy
Coyle,
who was 25-3.
He rocked him at one point.
He did. He hurt Algieri at the beginning.
Yeah.
But did you see Algieri with a body shot? That changed everything.
Oh,
bang.
Man.
It was like, poop. It was
in
like,
the liver.
Bang, bang.
Yeah.
Right there.
And he just kept that arm stayed low.
And low like this. Like he was like, he went from this to like this, but like that.
And then he kept going to the body, and then he started
That's
rocking
what
him to the head.
Do. Go back when you hurt somebody with a punch.
Yeah.
You keep throwing that punch. You hit him with the left hook, throw it again. Bang, bang.
Algieri looked real good in that fight.
He did look good.
He wasn't on the bicycle like he used to be. Remember he used to do that, like he'd bop, 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 and he'd go backwards?
Yeah.
And he was really good at circling around the ring. He stayed more in the pocket.
He did.
More in the center of the ring, trying to control the center of the ring.
I think, and that has to do with the opponent. Like, he's not going to do that for Pacquiao stuff, right?
Right.
Like,
but I think
Pacquiao knocked him down like 5-7 times or whatever.
Yeah, and he's a few years older too, so he's not going to burn up as much energy. The other thing is, by the 7th round, he looked way fresher.
Yeah.
Algier.
Yeah.
Chris
Algieri. I think that is attributed to the fights and the caliber of fights that he's been in.
Yeah.
He's been at that level, where he's fought for titles and.
Yeah. And then he wasn't he a kickboxer before boxing too? And he had a lot of fights there too.
Yeah.
Quick story for you. So remember when Algieri fought Pacquiao?
Yeah.
I was in Washington, D.C.
Wasn't that in Macau, China?
It was in Macau, China.
Yeah.
So I was in Washington, D.C. with my wife on vacation, and we signed up for a tour, and we were picked up in a van, and there were other people, a group of people from that were already on the van, right? So everybody kind of they were all older than us. So they all, and I have a picture of this, so they all introduced themselves to us.
Yeah.
And so one of the guys says, "Oh yeah, I'm from Huntington, Long Island, or wherever, Rhode Island."
That's where it's from.
So I go, "Oh yeah, you're from do you know?" Because the fight was on last night. I watched the fight. Pacquiao and Chris Algieri. He goes, "Yeah, I know. I'm Chris Algieri's uncle." So it was quite a coincidence. I took a picture with the dude. He promised me he was going to get a signed autograph. That never came. I even emailed the guy and said, "Hey man, what about my?"
You emailed him, man.
Yeah. He gave me his contact info. Yeah. But nice fella, very nice fella. But that's as close to fame with Chris Algieri as I got. So he's a nutrition, like he has his master's in nutrition too. Yeah, so I'm sure he eats well, knows how to train and prepare. Because in the 7th round, what's his name? Ferturi looked a bit gassed. Yeah. Coyle. And also because he was getting hit with that body shot.
Man.
That takes your energy away.
It stops you. It just takes a whole bunch of energy from you, and I'm not giving this back to you.
Yeah.
That's why if you have fighters that are on their toes and they're moving a lot, to the body. Then you start hitting the body. They're not moving much. Then they become sitting targets, and they're going to be right in front of you.
Yeah.
You don't have to look for them.
Absolutely.
They're right there.
And there was also I think Ruiz was doing that where he was hitting the taller man. He was hitting Joshua in his chest, and then down to the to his belly. Remember that?
Yeah. Those are nice shots, eh?
Yeah, really. I like those.
Damn, just want to find that.
A little bit of Mayweather. Was it Mayweather Castillo or Mayweather? Who's the other guy that he fought? Was it? Not in the second fight.
Mayweather?
Yeah. Way back when.
Yeah, no, that was I was at the second fight.
Yeah, not Castillo. No, what's his name? Come on, dude.
Why you do this to me, man?
You're the name guy.
Chino.
Also with a C.
Chino. From Argentina. Hey?
Oh.
Chino from Argentina?
Let's see. Yeah.
Okay,
I know we're bad.
Let's move on to the next thing.
Yeah. What else we got on the docket here, brother?
So that's it.
That covers it.
That we covered. We're just pretty excited about the fight last night, and
fantastic.
That took a majority of our podcast today because there's just so much to talk about in regards to that fight. Being the big upset. Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas type of upset.
Absolutely.
That's what it's been compared to as Tyson Douglas. Probably one of them I think boxing wise the biggest upset in boxing.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, it was 50-1 underdog. Buster Douglas or 30 something to 1.
There was also back in the day in the 30s, Joe Louis. And the German boxer,
Schmeling?
Max Schmeling.
Max Schmeling.
In the first fight, they were interviewing Schmeling, and he says, "I see something." And they kept saying, "What did you see? What did you see?" And he goes, "You'll see in the fight." And he was able to throw an overhand right every time he came in off a jab.
Oh yeah.
And he ended up knocking him out. Mm-hmm. That was a huge upset because nobody thought anybody could beat Joe Louis because it was so good. Then in the second fight, Joe Louis hit him so hard in the back, around the kidney area and the spine, that he actually cracked a vertebrae. And then that was it. I think that all happened in the first round.
But wasn't that a legal blow?
Probably not exactly legal.
Back then.
But back then,
You can get away with stuff now. Back then, I'm sure you can gouge somebody's eyes out.
With the gloves.
Yeah.
But the great story about that is they became very good friends after the war.
Yeah.
Max Schmeling ended up working for Coca-Cola in Europe. And when Joe Louis passed away,
Mm-hmm.
Max Schmeling, because he didn't have a lot of money, Joe Louis, Max Schmeling paid for his
Because of all
funeral.
the tax that he had to pay. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
had to pay.
In Detroit.
Yeah, but he also, the problem was he had to pay a percentage of his winnings, of his earnings to, oh man, my memory.
That's okay.
So what's his name? What's that fighter? They did a movie about him. Troy Ross was in the movie. It was filmed in Toronto. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah,
It was Russell Crowe.
James Braddock.
Braddock. So Braddock actually...
Cinderella Man.
Braddock got a percentage, 5% of his earnings because of the deal they made for him to fight him instead of fight the guy he had a contract with. So he fought Braddock because Braddock was the champ.
Yeah.
And then that's when Joe Louis became the first black champion since Jack Johnson.
Wow,
yeah, the history is amazing.
Yeah. They got that. If you go to Detroit, they got the fist, Joe Louis fist, hanging right there.
That's awesome.
When you first get into Detroit,
a guy named Lee
Ambassador Bridge.
Yeah,
sorry, the tunnel.
We gotta. That's we still gotta go to the Canastota, New York, and go to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But maybe next summer.
Marco's Maidana.
Very good. Chino.
I don't know why I forgot. He retired, but then he came back. But then I think he
could lose the weight. Again. Yeah, I don't think he could make the weight. Yeah. It was too tough. So
he got those Mayweather jackpot paydays when he fought Mayweather twice. Fighting Mayweather used to be considered as winning the boxing lottery.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Getting a payday.
I remember he was such a tough guy. Like he really came from the barrios,
the barrio.
And he had like scars, a couple on his back, which were like bullet wound scars. Yeah. That guy was a tough mofo, man. I'm glad he got big paydays for both fights.
Good for him.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
buddy, I think we covered it.
We're near the end.
I know. It's so sad when it ends.
Yeah.
I go home and cry.
We get to see GGG on the week next week.
Yeah.
On these.
Let's break that fight down.
Yeah. Let's see what he's got left.
Yeah.
And let's go Raptors tonight. Big game 2.
Game 2.
Toronto representing.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park. You know that Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
They the game 1, 7:00 in the morning. People were lined up.
That's great. What other city does that happen in?
Toronto.
That's amazing.
Toronto is like this Jurassic Park. They have Jurassic Parks now everywhere. Like Milton, Oakville,
St. Catharines, everywhere.
Windsor.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. Downtown Toronto, where there were 20,000 people outside watching.
Oh yeah,
all the bars were packed. Wow. Cineplex opened theaters to watch the
Cineplex open, just like they do in LA.
That's awesome.
When they have the games out there and stuff, major games.
Well, can you imagine if the Leafs, Toronto Maple Leafs, win the Stanley Cup?
Not get
the city's going to go nuts.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I know.
Well, I don't think we'll ever see that.
Oh, God, we got it in my lifetime. We have to. It's been since 1967.
It's not about, right now, it's not about hockey. It's about this right here. They're in the finals.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's amazing.
That game's started already.
Yeah, that's right. We're out, guys. We out. Hold on.
Holy. I gotta go.
Oh, we gotta go. Hold on. I gotta put the song on though.
Yeah, how appropriate too, putting Drake on.
Yeah, it's a Drake. Is it the Drake curse?
Yeah.
They're saying that's what they're saying, right? Because he's got a picture with the Raptor and stuff, and the Drake curse.
And now he doesn't.
All right, be done, guys. oh, look at that.
Too slick.
Look at that. All right, peace out.
Ciao.